Hey guys, Marsegid here, bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today we're going to be checking out the INT GOTENKS EZA versus Red Zone Fusion ZAMASU. Now this guy, of course, with the dodge ability built into his kit, that's kind of his main way of being able to survive against these AoE attacks. Bit of a weird starting rotation. Obviously these two guys go super well together, but since we are here to check out GOTENKS and his performance, I don't really want to float them off. Or float him off, I should say. So I don't need to worry about Ki for him, because at least that is another one of Orange Piccolo's strengths, of course, the fact that he does give that extra Ki after he gets hit. But I mean, I might as well just grab well, I guess we could leave all those STR orbs for Goku potentially on the next turn. Oh yeah, we have a bit of a weird rotation next turn. We've got both the Super Saiyan 3 Gokus and then God Goku, so hopefully the I mean, I'm sure the AoE will be in slot 1, but otherwise it's... well, there you go. There's the dodge from GOTENKS, because GOTENKS' start of turn defense is only around 200 to 250k. So if he doesn't dodge the AoE from ZAMASU, he's taking, like, what, between 250 and 300k potentially. So he did dodge, which of course then gives him the extra 10% dodge chance for the turn as well. And then he starts out at basically 7 mil. I mean... that's pretty decent considering he has one link active on this turn. And then we get the additional that goes up to 7.18, basically 7.2. And then, I was going to say, we could get the hidden potential, but... so what, are we going to dodge this? Nice, there we go. We would have taken damage from that, but I don't think we would get one shot necessarily. He gets a decent chunk of defense on super, and then of course his super attack effect defense raise stacks a couple of times as well. So we would have lost some HP for sure, but I don't think that's a one shot right there, even from this ZAMASU. So not a bad showing for the first turn. Of course the AoE is in slot 1. So realistically we want to do this. And then I guess we can just grab this and grab these. This is basically an entire rotation where we're just relying on every single unit to dodge, but I mean, at least the Super Saiyan 3 Gokus, because they're in slot 2 and 3, have a 70% chance. So, because they will take a lot of damage if they don't dodge these AoEs. Once they've supered, of course, the two Super Saiyan 3 Gokus will tank normals very, very well here. Not so much a super attack, though. So, kind of hoping that the dodge just continues to come in clutch for us here on these opening turns. We'll see how we're looking. So, it's funny because in the GOTENKS showcase yesterday, I didn't really want to, because it's a showcase for him, spend as much time as I probably did end up doing, like, comparing him to Kefla, but I think the main reason is because, you know, she's like the gold standard for EZAs now, what with her EZA being so good, and GOTENKS is very good, right? He's in the same kind of, like, league as her. I just do think that she is a little bit better, and it's funny because you can't help but draw comparisons, especially like in this event, because like her, like he needs to dodge AoEs before he's attacked, right? Once he's attacked and gotten his supers and gotten his defense buffs and everything, he's able to tank normals, but not so much before he's attacked. So it's obviously very important for him that he's dodging those AoEs. Both Super Saiyan 3 Gokus getting a double super here, which is nice. And then, yeah, this guy hopefully is going to dodge the super as well. I mean, we've got a double super, so his raw defense is pretty high. But, yeah, consistent dodge. I think that was a 100% dodge rate from both the Super Saiyan 3 Gokus there. It was only God Goku who let us down with a couple of normals in slot 1, but that's okay. So Piccolo Jr. won't do much damage here. I've got the AoE again, though, in slot 1, which means that Gogeta potentially takes a lot of damage here. Got Fused Fire and Fierce Battle active. How do I want to play this? Because I could do... you're going to get... yeah, well, you're going to get hit, aren't you? I was going to say, I don't want you to get your 18 Ki, because I actually don't want you to do too much damage. I think what we could do here is I'm just going to use a Ghost Usher. I mean, we know GOTENKS... we don't need the item not to be active to see GOTENKS' performance on this turn. GOTENKS has 553k defense, so if he was to not dodge the AoE on this second turn, because he got those two buffs from his super attack on the first turn, he would actually take very low damage from Zamasu. Obviously, Zamasu gets the extreme versus super buff, but he's taking anywhere, I would say, he's taking under 100k, right, with this kind of defense. Close to, like, potentially even taking double digits. And then once he's transformed into Super Saiyan, right, he still has the high chance to dodge. When he dodges the first attack of the turn, he gets an extra 20%. So he definitely works out quite nicely. And you don't have to worry about a certain number of orbs collected for him, which is, of course, very, very good. So Piccolo shouldn't do damage here to Zamasu. I think even if he crits, he might not. There we go. And then we can have, yeah, Gotenks do his thing here. So 10 million on this rotation. That's with him linked up with Gogeta. He has 2 links active, Fierce Battle and Fused Fighter. He does a 10 million and then a 10.5. Like, with everything else that he's doing, with the defense raising on the super, the dodge chance, the extra bit of dodge once he's dodged an attack, like, his kit overall, he is very, very good. And definitely very effective here against Zamasu. Let's see. Of course, we get stuck with a horrible setup of orbs here. How do I want to play this? Because Goku, Super Saiyan 3 Goku can negate the super from physical Zamasu. We can't get enough orbs for God Goku to guard, which means he'll still have the 60% dodge chance, but if he takes hits at all, he is going to take a lot of damage. I think we can... What's the next rotation going to be as well? We're going to have Piccolo, Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, well, Super Saiyan Gotenks, and then Super Saiyan 3 Goku. We won't be able to transform into Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. I think that's probably the biggest problem with the Gotenks when it comes to this event in particular, right? Is that obviously he's not going to be... you're not really going to be seeing Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks in these shorter events, right? Because even if he's on turn 1... he goes Super Saiyan on the next turn on turn 3, then he's still Super Saiyan on turn 5, then you can go Super Saiyan 3 on turn 7, depending on how the event goes, because of course Zamasu does have that annoying ability to have certain enemies just do 0 damage to him in the first phase. So depending on who's on the team and how lucky you get with crits and things like that, you can get stuck in the first phase for longer than you expect. But even so, like, considering where we are now, it's very unlikely that we see Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. Maybe we could see him as, like, the final turn, because we'll be on turn 5 next, but that's the thing. I don't think we will, right? Because, I mean, it's not just Gotenks himself, because Gotenks is very good, of course, but then it's everybody else on the team too, right? So we're also in a kind of an awkward situation here, because Piccolo doesn't have guard anymore, so having him go in slot 1 is kind of awkward. The friend Goku has very low defense. I guess we could just do this. I thought we would... we're 1 turn away from having been able to use the... Dragon Fist standby with Goku, or if we were on lower HP, we would have been able to use it, but... Well, there you go. We only didn't dodge one of the attacks, and then post-super, he's tanking the normals nicely here. He can, of course, negate the super. Watch Zamasu Super Piccolo anyway. There we go. I love this negation for him. It looks so good with the fact that Zamasu's thrown a punch, and then he's just like... Yeah, I love it. Alright, so Super Saiyan Gotenks, off he goes again here. Now, of course, against the physical boss, yeah, we kind of need to do crits in order to get good damage. And then we don't get the additional from his passive, all the hidden potential, which, of course, is a turn where he's not going to look anywhere near as good. The same thing happens with Kefla too. Like, their kits are just very, very similar, so it's very difficult to not draw comparisons with them, but it is a shame because, of course, his passive we mentioned in the showcase yesterday is he does an additional... He has a chance to just do an additional super, but it's not an additional attack that has a chance to become a super, which means you either get the super or you get nothing, which then means you don't get that little extra chance for him to proc the hidden potential attack as well, which obviously would be very useful. He super attacked at the beginning, so it's very possible that he could super attack again on this turn. Watch him not be supering this turn. Yeah, of course. Always the way when I use the Dragon Fist standby. Alright, so I guess then what we want to do is... I guess we could do... There's not a lot of orbs in slot 1. You're getting a guaranteed dodge anyway. So I guess let's do this. So we can grab that for you. Grab the STR orbs for you. And then grab the physical orbs for you. But yeah, it's typical. It's funny how, like, having a scouter ability that is so... Like, Goku's standby is very much reliant, right? You use it, and then you're hoping the enemy is supering you. And of course, as we've discussed on other occasions, right, with this Goku, you could reset the app if they're not doing it and not waste it. But it's kind of funny, like, before having that scouter ability on hand to use, and then obviously, like, wanting the enemy to be supering you when you use it, I feel like before... With a lot of these red zone bosses, you do get very much in that mindset of like, oh, you know, these big bosses, they super attack me every turn, and it's always in like the worst possible space. And then you get a situation like that where it's like, right, now I'm going to use my Super Saiyan 3 Goku standby. I want the enemy to be supering me again this turn, because he did super last turn. I want the enemy to be supering me again this turn, so that then I can counter with the Dragon Fist. And then you realize there are actually many turns, because this has happened to us quite a few times against both Omega and Zamasu, where we've been using the Dragon Fist Goku team, where then the enemy just isn't supering you at all that turn, which is it's kind of funny in a sort of ironic way, right? It's like the enemy's always supering me, and then when you finally have the, well, here's my counter to the enemy supering me, and then they're not supering you. So, alright, so we'll go ahead and transform with the Gotenks here. I could take the risk with Goku in slot 1 again. I think Piccolo... I don't know if Piccolo would tank as well, especially if it came to a super. We already know Goku takes about 200k from a normal, but ideally he dodges at least more than one. I don't want him to do too much damage though, whereas Piccolo I know isn't going to do a lot of damage. So if I do this, grab these for you. So obviously Gotenks now, start of turn defense 485k. He doesn't get any defense on super, but he has a 70% chance to dodge. But then, of course, his super attack effect is greatly raise attack and defense for 4 turns. So he's going to greatly raise defense, which is a 50%, and he gets a guaranteed extra super as well. So he's going to be rocking like 8 to 900k defense on this turn with a 70% chance to dodge. So obviously against it, of course he did. The first attack of the turn is always the one that does the most damage to this STR Piccolo. So of course it had to be the super. Wow, that did so much more damage than I thought. He's going to die, isn't he? Bruh, STR Piccolo, why? Well, there you go. I mean, we got Gotenks actually to transform, but, man. Oh, I knew I should have just put Goku in slot 1. But, I mean, I think I was a bit worried that Goku would kill him. Probably not, I suppose. But that's another one of those instances where I'm going to leave that in, and we're just going to end the video there, because, like, I do like these to be realistic showcases of what happens with these teams. But that's another example of... the whole thing with the Dragon Fist Scouter, right? Because if we had reset the app, which I don't like to do in my videos, like I said, I don't care people doing it, whatever, like when it comes to challenge runs, I don't like doing them, but I just don't get in the habit of doing them in my videos in general. If we had done that and not used the Dragon Fist for the Goku on the previous turn, because we found out there was no super, we could have used it on that turn and then put Goku in slot 1. The super was the first attack of the turn, so he would have countered it and then automatically dodged every other attack on the turn. And then Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, because he gets guaranteed crits on the first turn that he transforms, and of course a double super guaranteed, like that would have been it. Dragon Fist counter plus 2 guaranteed crit supers from Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, and it would have been all over. So we essentially, it's funny to think that you lose so many times against these big bosses because of a super attack, but we actually lost that run because he didn't super attack on the turn before. And so because STR Super Saiyan 3 Goku, the other one, was already in his standby, we couldn't activate the one for the other one, because you can't have both the two of the same standbys active at the same time. Whereas if he had super attacked on that previous turn, we'd have countered with the Dragon Fist and then been out of the standby. So then the Goku on that last turn could have used it. So it is kind of funny how those interactions play out sometimes. And yeah, the fact that we literally lost because he didn't super me on the previous turn. Or like I say, you know, I could have reset the app and then that would have been the difference between winning and losing. So you can see why it's a useful thing to do, especially when using Dragon Fist Goku. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Honestly, for Gotenks, it's only turn 1 against Zamasu where you have to worry. because once he gets that super off, ideally you do get the additional super as well. That helps a lot. But because that defense carries over to his second turn when he transforms into Super Saiyan, like you could see in this run, we had 550k defense start of turn, which means he can tank the AoE quite comfortably. It's only on that first turn where he's got the around like 200 to 250k start of turn defense where he really needs to dodge the AoE, otherwise he's going to take some big damage. But otherwise, pretty good performance from him. I definitely do want to try him out on some other teams, but it's just, it comes back to, as we've been saying on Global for a while now, we're just desperate for new content, because constantly just taking units up against the ZAMASU event, it's not just the unit. Like, we want to see how good Gotenks is against ZAMASU, but so many other units are just not good against him. You kind of end up running very similar teams and then just putting in a different unit to showcase, right? Like this team, I think I literally just took off Kefla and put in Gotenks from like the last team I used to be it, because you know, we could put more units on the team that would complement Gotenks, but then they are potentially units that are just not good against Fusion ZAMASU. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. INT Gotenks, certainly very good. It's a shame we missed out on that last turn, but yeah, let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.